Hello, this is Conmai, and I'm here to talk about why I think this is like the best game, but also the worst game at the same time. So this is Crimson
Hi.
Desert. It's a interesting high
have a
fantasy action RPG that is more action game than RPG, but it's definitely an RPG, but it's
I'm
also
in a good mood again
an
today.
insane turbo unemployed game.
light
This
on my
game
feet
really
makes the
likes
day
to
pass
waste your
fast.
time. And in particular, this is a snippet of me playing the game at launch.
Fine day.
First day, first couple hours. I think this is like roughly 40 minutes in to the first part of the game. And the objective here is to try arm wrestling to complete this first quest. Now, the thing that's really important about this is that at no point does the game actually tell you how to really start this thing. In fact, it kind of leads you down a couple red herrings.
stranger.
For example, notice how I could looked at the candle there and it had the turn off button. Same thing goes with these guys with the greet button as my cursor kind of like goes over them. It makes me think in my head, well, this makes a lot of sense. I need to interact with them by using the X button. But for some reason, the guy sitting at the table where the quest marker is directly hovering over, it's not working. So I'm like, okay, maybe this game is as buggy as they say. Maybe, like on release, this is the fabled 6 out of 10 that I think IGN gave it. GameSpot, one of the two. So I'm like, okay, well, let me go wander around, see if I can get him to re-instance or do something different, right? Walking around, going my immersive first-person mode. Because I was, by this, this point, I'm like enamored with the detail of the game. Wow, this is beautiful. The whole experience is like amazing up until this point where I'm like, wait, what am I supposed to do? I don't understand. I look at this candle. I'm also curious as to why the candle is doing that. Also, I don't pay attention to what I'm doing just there. Fact is, if you know,
Do you have a moment?
I was 2 seconds away from getting this figured out, but it still hadn't dawned on me that that's what the LB button was for. That the lantern, which they tell you is used to just light up places, they don't actually tell you that
I was so happy I couldn't
it
get a wink
does
of sleep.
anything other than that up until that point. So I'm just bamboozled. I'm sitting here. I'm just like, what? What is going on? Genuinely losing my cool soon. About to flip a switch. About to go crazy. So now I'm getting to the threshold where I don't quite know what to do. I used to try to interact with him from behind by doing the jump, which is tied to the same button as interacting with people. And I'm getting real desperate. I can feel the tension rising, so I'm like, okay, I bet this is bugged. I'm going outside. We'll see if I can start something else. Obviously looking and running against this wall for some reason. Again, still reinforced by the idea that the X button does something to interact with NPCs. At this point, I think I need to go take another venture or do something different where I start my violent streak, ready to kill, losing my mind slowly. I'm thinking maybe if I go around this end, I can initiate the quest. Maybe I'm supposed to go a different direction. So obviously I need a key, so I'm like, okay, I don't know. I'm really confused. So start punching the air again, staying confused, staying frustrated, rolling around in rage. I burst back into the inn and stare at my nemesis, who I know is I'm gonna arm wrestle this guy's arm off, but I can't start it. I don't know what to do.
Fine day, is it not?
I take an aim with my bow. I shoot into the rafters not to alarm the rest of the people there. Of course, everybody's freaking out anyway because I've fired what is effectively a medieval gun in a medieval tavern. I start thinking to myself, maybe it's the graphics settings. I'm, again, losing my mind. I can't possibly conceivably understand what it is. Check the quest. It's the right place. I'm right there. I'm right over it. So I think maybe I'm sitting in this chair. I think I'm onto something. I think if I sit in the chair, I'll be able to start this. But then I'm like, okay, so how do I interact with the chair? I mean, like, look at the chair maybe. Or the table. Something. Anything. Maybe it's not the guy I'm supposed to talk to. Maybe it's the table. Still not sure. Still thinking about it. I attack the chair. And realize very quickly that he doesn't need a chair either, and that my theory is completely worthless. Now I'm really desperate. I don't know what to do. I start thinking that maybe if I kind of hump this guy on the backside, he'll probably respond to me. I attack the table in fury and rage. Still nothing. I turn off the lantern though. He will settle the score in darkness. I've since cleared out the entire inn. I'm about to talk to the proprietress, but then I realize there is something interactable on the side. And it's a recipe, and I could just take it, and it's free for some reason. I look at it. And this is where the light turns on. See the examine button. I press it down. And it tells me about cooking. I'm like, oh, okay. Cool. But now I now know at this point the LB button does something different than what the game told me earlier, which is it does something. Looks at things. Thinking, okay, well maybe if I get angry and press LB,
Let's have at it, right?
Anyway, this game rocks. That was the most cathartic I've ever felt about figuring out something in a video game in probably like 5 years. That's why I should play Crimson Desert.
Say goodbye to your arm.